Hello and welcome to my craft room. This video is, I had so much more I wanted to share with you guys about the Silhouette machine, and I found that I was running out of time and I just had so many projects I wanted to do. It's kind of hard when you're in love with certain machines and you could do so many things. It's so hard to pick and choose. And so what I did was I just kind of did a few basic ideas, and I'm gonna let you know what about the die cuts I feel like are a bit different and special compared to some of the other companies, as well as I'll show you the machine in just a little bit. It'd be really difficult for me to unplug it and move it over here to show you, so I'll go ahead and show you that a little bit later. But first, what I wanted to share with you, obviously I showed you the cranking kind of tools, what that sort of situation is like. This machine, the Silhouette, the Silhouette Cameo, ew, it uses a mat like this. So it's got a sticky mat. The Cricut machines are, similar apart from like the Cuttlebug and such. But you have the sticky mat where you lay your cardstock on, your paper, whatever material, run it through the machine, take it off, and you peel it off. Now, mind you, when I first got my first machine, it was a Cricut, and the sticky mat just destroyed very expensive papers for me and cardstocks. I didn't know how to use it, and it was years ago. I had no idea about YouTube and that you could find out how to do things, so I had to learn the hard way. Tears, etc. Yeah, if any of you know exactly what I'm talking about, please let me know. But so this is very different from the crank machines, which have a non-sticky mat. They just have cutting, cutting templates, not templates, what am I trying to say? A cutting piece of plastic you roll through, and it's not sticky. However, there are limitations as to what you can do and how expensive their dies are going to be. So I did want to show you some of the differences. Now, with the Cricut machine, they're coming out with a lot more elaborate cuts than they had prior, with layering systems and easier ways to do such things. Mostly prior, it was more the shapes and fonts, but they have come out with cute boxes and cards and things like that. However, I still feel like the Silhouette is a bit better at that kind of thing because they have random designers that are phenomenal, if you ask me. For instance, this box. You've got this gorgeous box. There's flowers, there's other shapes, and it's great for holding your cards. So you can just make your cards, and how gorgeous is that? So I should make a little space here. So this is one cut, and you get the butterfly, you get the shape, you get all the papers to put this, and that's one die cut. And if you pay full price, if you're not on a subscription situation, it's $1. That's not a lot of money. So in comparison to a $30, $40 die that would have to be for the crank system, something like this, it would be way too expensive. Whereas this is $1. So this I feel like is great for those of you who create cards and want to give them as gifts in a cute little box. This would be something like that. Another thing that is fantastic is all the home decor. Now again, the Cricut machine has come out with there's something similar to this, and they have some home decor, but I still feel like there's a lot more choices right now on the Silhouette store. So I had made this and the basket, I don't know, a year ago. There's a video up for decorating for Thanksgiving, and it was so beautiful. It looked great, and I was so happy. Again, there are pop-up cards, so you put this in an envelope, and it's just, again, it's $1. And well, no, actually, these I think are $1.99. I think these ones are a little more expensive because they're more elaborate. But Lori Whitlock is one of the designers. That's one of my favorites, and that's her stuff. Another thing I wanted to show you was these pop-up card things. Now this one comes with a matching envelope as well. So if you buy cards, die cards, a lot of times it's expensive and you're not going to get an envelope to match. Also, this really is rather elaborate. Maybe I should start moving merchandise over once I've shown it to you. That way it's not going to get too confusing. I'm good at getting confused. So Anyway, so here's the card. It can lay flat, so it goes into your adorable little envelope that this comes with. And it came with all the pieces. So you've got the, you know, the little square for your decorative paper back here. You've got the balloon, and I think I was supposed to actually put the balloon a little bit outside of this, but I didn't. Whoops, so sorry about that. But I mean, this could be decorative paper. I just wanted something a little more simple for this one. But isn't this just so cute? I really love this. I love this card. So there's a huge amount of cards like that. Different, like there's a beautiful butterfly one, different shapes and such. And I feel like it just makes it easier. Another thing that I think is awesome is when you come across something like this crazy elaborate card. Again, I'll show you down here. Let me move these out of the way. So, I mean, it folds, like it's all connected. So this is one cut here, and then I decorated the inside. But you've got, you know, all these pieces that come together, and you've got this gorgeous card. It's really incredible. These designers make it so easy to make the most amazing cards ever, I feel like. Another fancy one, again, comes with an envelope, is this little purse card. How adorable is this? So it opens, let me show you down here so you can see better. So it opens up like this, and you've got your little pocket here to put your little either money or your little, you know, saying, whatever you want. It folds down, and then it goes into this fancy envelope. So how cool is that? There's also things such as tea bag holder that you can make. How fun. Great for gifts. There's, I'll show you in the store. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I've already done so you could see it. But they have, you know, different ways of storing your ink pads and little, what are those called? When you do little, well, whatever, I'll show you in there. And also like lipstick holders and such. I mean, just a lot of beautiful things. Also fun boxes. Great for different holidays. They've got great Christmas ones. I haven't made one yet, sorry, so that's not there, but you've got like, you know, fun coffins, etc. Lots of fun things. Then you've got like flip kind of cards. So, you know, you get this elaborate, beautiful flip card. And again, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful like basic shapes, so you get the huge flip cards such as, that's not it, but but I have some that Sizzix made, and they, you know, they're so much more expensive than just buying this kind of cut and running it through. So I do really like that. Another thing is pop-up cards. There are so many beautiful pop-up cards. So as you can see here, I'll just open it this way. So here's the beautiful pop-up, and I just did a Stampin' Up! Stamp there, just real cute. Lots of fun there. So there's pop-up cards, and also beautiful invitations. I really should have had more things out, but I did do this one, this cute little one where you just slide this off and open it, and there you go. You can write your cute little invitation, and then again you've got this adorable little slider here. And I think this little pop-up flower is again another cut that they have that I just included. I think the circle comes with it, so you could stamp, you know, initials, what have you, a little teapot if it's a tea party kind of invitation, you know, just fun stuff like that. Of course, you can tell somebody likes butterflies. There's a lot of butterfly loving going on here. So I did want to show you some of these fancy ones. For instance, this one would be a gorgeous wedding invitation, and you get, you know, a little square here that you could cut out your invitation words and put it in, and then this gorgeous little extra butterfly, and you tie the bow, and I added just some pearls. Just a really fancy gatefold invitation, and there's a lot of different styles. Here's another one that I think is so beautiful. Again, can be used for an invitation or just a beautiful card. Just gorgeous. A lot of fun. And then this, there are cards where you get the background, you get the shape, and then different decoratives, and all you have to do is stamp your little thing there, and you've got this great, easy to do card just like that. I mean, these are incredible. So without further ado, let's get onto the machine. Okay, so here we have the Silhouette software. I happen to have the designer edition. You can do this with, you know, I'm not doing anything fancy. So when you get the Silhouette, you're going to want to go into the actual store, set up an account, and you'll see there are just really amazing things. Every day, apart from I think on the weekends, you can usually find new designs, and those are really fun to take a look at to see what different people have been doing, as well as and you could also do by different weeks. If you missed a few, if you were gone, you can see what was new during that time. Something else that I think is really exciting is that they have, oftentimes they'll have sales. Right now the Echo Park is 30% off everything. There's always a free shape of the week. There's a weekly clearance, so you know you can click on that and see what's on sale. Even if you have a subscription where you know your money kind of stretches further so things are cheaper, it still counts, so it's just that much cheaper. So this can be really fun. It'll let you know if you already own something, which I think is really helpful as well. Something that I really love to do, especially cards and gifts. I mean, that's something I love to just look through and get excited about. There are just so many cute, fun things that you can do, so many projects out there. I mean, if you want a party theme, you can pretty much find it in the Silhouette store. I really believe that. It seems like that to me anyway. And there's great stuff for weddings and invitations. That's something that I really feel like the Silhouette excels at. Let's see if I can find some good ones. So, you know, like already you got some baby shower ones, some cute wedding ones. And I'm not going to go through the print and cut right now. I have a plan to do that. Hopefully it'll work out in the future to show you guys how to do that. But here you've got these great invitations already done for you. So, you know, you open those up in your program and it can just be a lot of fun, a lot easier. And you can search for, let's say you just want a birthday cake, you know, and you can find something like that. And every time you buy something, it goes into your little library here. So here I am, I'm in my library. You know, as you can see, there are so many different things out there you can use for beautiful things. I need to keep sorting, but I keep just downloading things and I haven't sorted in a while. But, you know, I have a section with bags. You can see lacy bags, just cute little gift bags, all kinds of fun things. Separate from my boxes, which are in here. And there are so many beautiful boxes, so much fun. You know, again, I mean, I feel like this just makes life so much easier. Being able to go in, create these gorgeous boxes, you know, and give these gifts that look phenomenal. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people get a kick out of that. And there are such fancy cards. I love, you know, all of these beautiful, cut out, elegant cards, and you know, some of the more elaborate ones, they could be a lot of fun. So this is just some of the stuff that I already own and have loved, and you know, it's just, these things are, I mean, look at all of these. You get all these pieces just for one, it just counts as one die, you know, and I really love that. I love that you get all these pieces that go together. You don't have to think about it. You just, you know, you cut it up, enjoy. I mean, you do have to think to some extent, right? You have to pick papers, cardstocks, etc. But these give you some really good ideas. So there are just some fun stuff here, and great for holidays. There you can get so many beautiful things. So anyway, I would definitely encourage you to check out the store to see the kind of stuff that you might like and enjoy. You know, getting, especially if you don't have a machine yet and you just want to see, you know, between the Cricut and the Silhouette, which cuts you like the most. That might help. If you're like me and you like them all, it won't help at all. You're just going to be more frustrated because you want everything. So so my heart goes out to you. But I do want to show you. So just maybe I'll do a box. Just do something kind of quick and easy. We'll do just the tulip. So here you can like resize, you can move around, and I can show you little things here and there if you guys are interested. But for right now, just for easies, all you do is once you have it in here, after you know, if you want to resize it, you can. You're going to send it to your machine. So once you do that, you want to make sure you load your machine. So you line up your little mat. Sorry if my head's in the way. I have to make sure I can see on that side. You just sit there and you hit that. It'll load your mat up. And then go ahead and from your computer, you hit start. And it's going to start cutting. And there you go. And, you know, the scores on this are going to have little dots instead of, you know, the nice score lines that the Explorer will do. But I haven't found like a big problem with that. I feel like it folds really well. Whereas the old, you know, Cricut machine, I find that the little slices, like their little lines, actually were a problem for me. Like they would tear the paper and funny things would happen. So that doesn't happen with the Silhouette. So I really appreciate that. So you just let that do its work. With the sounds, I feel like it's very robotic. I just feel like my Silhouette's my little robot friend. It's so musical and pretty. So once that's finished, we're just gonna go ahead and hit, when that says unload, you just unload it, and there you go. So I decided to use a brand new, I've never used it before, cutting mat so that I could show you what I have found that I do when I have to use a new one, because you know, as you use the mat, it gets easier and easier to take things off, and then eventually the stickiness is so not there that you can put it in the machine and it shifts and the paper can get cramped. It can be bad. So you really want to watch your mats and make sure they don't get too loose. But if you start seeing like your cardstock moving and pieces are starting to pop up, you know, it's time for a new mat. So what I do is I will take it and put it upside down. Now mind you, if I've got a bunch of little pieces that I'm cutting first, I do a little differently. I still put it upside down and just take out the outside, but I will, well, you'll see what I'm doing. So it's upside down, and I'm just going to take this and be very careful because this can easily ruin my cardstock and I will never be able to use it again. It curls basically, like it can get very rip curl. This is going to be very hard though because it is so sticky. It is first time use. So I like to get that off first, just to make sure that I can then use my cardstock again. So just the little edgy pieces I don't usually worry too much about. However, yeah, I do care about the large piece. So I'll just kind of like tear that so you can see it kind of rip curls. Now I got this a little bit ripply, but it's not too bad. I can definitely reuse this cardstock. If you know, if you just yank it off, it'll end up being completely unusable. So that's what I do. It doesn't take very long before it's less sticky, so it will not ruin the project. So again, unfortunately, one second. So this is what's on top of the sticky mat. When I get to this part, I like to like make sure that I can carefully do the same, just kind of pulling it down. If these were little pieces, I would just take a small spatula and slowly get each one. Again, using it for the first time could be such a hassle. But I am going to try really hard to show you what I do. So I'm just, again, just being really slow, really careful. It's not always like this, so if you know, you've only used it a couple times and you're like, this is too frustrating, this is not worth it, trust me, it gets better as the mat gets less sticky, but it can be a bit of a pain at first. So just trying to be patient, although I'm being a little less patient than I should because I don't want this video to be an hour long. But just doing something like this will make it so that you can use your first cuts. What I used to do is I would just like cut as many things as I could for it to get duller, not as sticky, and then start using it. And then I found the problem with that was the sticky doesn't last that long, and I was like, oh no, and anyway, it wasn't the wisest choice. So that is how I get the first sticky parts off of my mat, and again, it gets a whole lot easier later on. But this is a great way to just be careful, and you can use that with the Cricut as well. But then you can do your cute little box here and it still works. Before, again, it wouldn't work for me, so I was in big trouble and sad and buying way too many of the die cutting mats. So this, I would just do the little box just like that, and voila, you know, it's adorable and easy, and that's how I would do that so I didn't ruin my very first cut. So I hope that you've got a better idea, if you didn't understand the silhouette machine very well, a better idea of how that works. I will be showing you a print and cut. I didn't have the time, and I have to do things differently when I'm doing this, so I'll get to that very soon, but it shouldn't be too long before I have that video up. Just a simple print and cut if you're interested. I do find it, to be honest, it's a little tedious. I would rather hand cut something because I do it a lot faster. They have this new mat that makes it so you take a picture and then you put it in the program, and you have to do the same stuff you have to do with the print and cut thing, but I kind of find it a little tedious, especially if you're trying to import a file that's not a part of their library. It can be a little bit frustrating trying to get it to register. So that might make more sense in the next video. But I hope this gives you a good general idea of the silhouette machine and why I'm so in love with it, with all the boxes, the cards, the gifts that I can make, and invitations, and they just seem that much, you know, better and amazing. But again, I think using all the machines together for me has been very helpful. I like them all, so sorry that I can't help you like narrow down, but I really feel like the silhouette, even though the machine is not as advanced as the Explorer, they have come out with a new one, which I haven't gotten yet because it's a smaller one. It's again the 8.5 inches, and I really like the 12. I can get larger things, but it's supposed to be heavier duty, do some embossing that looks incredible. So I may get that at some point, but for now, the Silhouette Cameo right now that I have right now is working awesome. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope this helps give you an idea about the machine, and if you are out there searching, trying to decide which one's best for you, I would definitely advise, you know, just kind of looking through as many YouTube videos as you can stand on each of the ones that you're, you know, toying with. Try really hard, if possible, not to worry too much about the initial cost. Look more at the overall investment, because if you get a cheaper machine in the first place, sometimes the dies are more expensive, and so it doesn't actually become the cheapest option. So yeah, keep that in mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll come and spend some more time with me next time I shoot out a video. So thank you, have a great day, and enjoy crafting. Goodbye.